For centuries, the Spartans stood unrivaled. Their armies marched across Greece with the discipline of iron and the will of gods. No phalanx could withstand them. No city dared defy them. But in the summer of 371 BC, on the quiet plains of Boeotia near the village of Leuctra, a new power rose to challenge the myth. A commander named Epaminondas, leading the proud warriors of Thebes, would confront the might of Sparta, not with numbers but with genius. What unfolded that day would shatter the illusion of Spartan invincibility and change the course of Greek history forever. The Battle of Leuctra, fought between Thebes and Sparta, was one of several conflicts in the struggle for dominance over Greece. After Sparta's triumph over Athens in the Peloponnesian War in 404 BC, it emerged as the leading Greek power but soon pursued aggressive territorial expansion. In 383 BC, Sparta committed an open act of hostility by seizing Thebes. The city was freed in 379 BC by Theban exiles, turning Thebes into a determined foe. Initially supported by Athens, Thebes joined forces with its ally to drive Spartan troops out of central Greece and achieved a naval victory over them near Naxos in the Aegean in 376 BC. Thebes reclaimed its position of leadership in Boeotia, bullying some city-states and destroying others in order to revive the Boeotia League under its leadership. Athens viewed this with alarm, however, and in these circumstances, Sparta proposed a peace conference in 371. The talks deadlocked, and the Theban representatives, led by Epaminondas, walked out. King Cleombrotus of Sparta, not wishing to give Thebes time to gather forces, opted for a quick invasion. The opposing forces clashed at Leuctra in Boeotia, about 8 miles southwest of Thebes, in July 371 BC. Cleombrotus led roughly 10,000 Spartan and Peloponnesian League hoplites along with 1,000 cavalry, while Epaminondas commanded the Boeotian League's 6,000 hoplites and 1,500 cavalry. The Spartans mainly used their cavalry for scouting purposes, whereas the Thebans engaged theirs directly in battle. With Cleombrotus holding nearly twice as many troops, most of Greece anticipated a decisive Spartan victory. Epaminondas had the advantage of being able to choose the battlefield, and he established a fortified camp to block the Spartan approach to Thebes. As he would undoubtedly lose to the Spartans in the shoving contest that typified phalanx warfare, he developed tactics that, while they had been seen before, were new in their degree. Epaminondas anticipated that the Spartans would position their strongest troops on the right flank. In response, he intentionally thinned his own right flank and heavily reinforced the left, arranging his forces in an oblique formation. This left wing was an extraordinary 48 ranks deep, far greater than the usual 8 to 12 ranks. At its extreme end stood the elite 300-man Theban sacred band, composed of 150 pairs of devoted lovers. The strategy was both daring and highly original. The oblique order allowed Epaminondas to refuse, that is, hold back from the direct line of battle, his right flank, which was to act with cavalry as a holding force against the numerically superior Spartan left flank. He hoped that he could win the battle with his powerful left flank before his weakened right flank could lose it. Both armies were arranged in linear formations, facing each other across roughly a mile of open plain. The Spartan cavalry was positioned in front of their right flank, while the Theban cavalry was divided between both wings. Epaminondas initiated the attack by sending his cavalry forward, quickly routing the Spartan horsemen. The Theban hoplites then advanced, with the reinforced left wing smashing into the Spartan right. Though the Spartans fought fiercely, they were unable to resist the immense Theban assault. Meanwhile, the Spartan left flank saw no action, as the Theban right, kept deliberately withdrawn, remained too distant to engage. Epaminondas' forces moved to the right and advanced on the remaining Spartan line. The Spartan ranks broke and the men fled, leaving the Thebans in possession of the field and victory. Theban casualties in the battle were light, while the Spartans lost perhaps 2,000 men. After the battle, both sides were open to negotiations. Spartan forces were permitted to withdraw back into the Peloponnese. The battle stunned all of Greece. It not only revolutionized military tactics, but also ended Sparta's long-held reputation for invincibility, ushering in an era of Theban dominance. In the aftermath, Thebes restored Messenia's independence after centuries of Spartan enslavement, stripping Sparta of the economic foundation that had sustained its military power. As a result, Sparta declined to a secondary status. However, Thebes soon showed itself unable to provide stable leadership, prompting Athens to join forces with Sparta in opposition to Theban influence.